Hello everybody, I hope you are performing well. I'm right now introducing to you the second video about equalization that I think it's necessary because in the previous video I only make an example with a song that has only one sound for guitar. Set up for the very same effects and parameters, and it didn't offer any change. It didn't have any change in between the song. So I took another song, a song from Def Leppard, the band Def Leppard, called Hysteria. I think you all know it. So I will do a new equalization exercise with this song in order to complete. And as from my point of view, it has three parts, three guitar parts. One part, it's with the verse and the pre-chorus. Then I have the chorus with single notes, and then the solo. So I will do this exercise in order to prepare a patch with using equalization for those three parts, and it will do it in the way that it will be located in just one patch. So you use Ctrl 1 and 2 in order to change the sounds. In order to start, I already recorded the dry channel on the guitar as I play that. And have in mind that this song it's played by the band with two guitars. I'm doing it with only one, so it will sound like more or less empty in some parts, but the exercise is in relation about how to mix the guitar in the backing track. I have the backing track here, and as I say, I already recorded the dry channel, so I will adjust in the parameters in order to make it match. This band use usually some Marshalls like JCM 800 or something like that, or GMP1, so I'm using maximum amplifier. I will have equalization on 50s for all, but I will use gain switch on low for the verse and in high for the single notes and solo. So we will do this exercise in order to start locating the guitar in the mix. I'm using this kind of headphones. They're very cheap, but they are kind of studio headphones. They're very cheap and they allow me to realize some details and can do the mixing in a proper way. So let's see how it sounds. Okay, so this is just starting. I mean, I have not done any adjustment of a gain or equalization on nothing. So we will start from the beginning. I will locate first the verse part. It's here, and I will loop into that in order to make the adjustment. So we'll see. I think the guitar here in gain it's okay in terms of gain, but I need to clean that, as I said in the first video. So I will activate a parametric equalization with cuts that I already located. You can refer to the previous video in order to check how it's done. And I located two frequencies to cut, and I'm decreasing them 3 dBs in order to clean them up, plus the cuts in the low and highs, 204 kHz in order to make it softer. So the first step is to clean, and that I can consider that to be done with equalizer number 1.
Can't stop this feeling. Can't stop this fire.
The guitar is not properly located in the mix, So if I go down with volume, with the overall volume of the guitar, it seems that that's not the problem. I mean, volume is not the problem in this case. So, as I said in the previous video, the idea is to locate a space in the spectrum because it seems that at least it has some conflict with vocals, or it's not in the very same context. It's here very different. It has some frequencies that are really high versus and compared to the backing track that sounds with a very different frequency adjustment. So after some work, and please check this first detail, I located that in the frequency of 1 kHz using Q equal 1 in order to make it with a lot of width. If I'm going down, I detect that it starts to behave very similar compared to the backing track, compared to the context of the song. So in minus 12, now it's minus 9, but it is still some harsh on there. So I'm go on minus 12 and it seems that the harsh is gone. Can you hear that? So I recommend always to go from 3 to 3 dBs, and after you can do a fine adjustment, but you can realize that in minus 12 dBs on 1 kHz, it seems that the harsh is gone. I could say that now we have the guitar in context on the mix.
Can't stop this feeling. Can't stop this fire.
What we need now is a stereo image. So we go to effects number 1.
I'm shaking too.
And I include a pitch shifter as I did it on the previous video. So we put it on video, on context, that the same as the backing track, that it's also on stereo. So we set the parameters, volume on 30, and I do a little change in the tone. So now it's transformed into something stereo. The spectrum is getting wider if you listen it by the headphone.
Hypnotized. I'm shaking to my knees. I gotta know tonight.
So we have, now we have the first part with this equalization. It's pretty well set. We cleaned up, and now I think it's properly located into the mix. So we will go to the second part. This is the chorus, basically, where you play single notes. What's going on here? Maybe it's desirable to have some presence. So I mean, we can work on the 4 kHz area. Please don't be afraid, because we cut off in the first equalizer in 4 kHz. But we can put a booster on 4 kHz. It's a change that we are doing on Q equal 1. So we will increase it 3 dBs. Please have in mind that when you locate the guitar in the context, the change you do after might be soft.
When you get that feeling, stop believing, 'cause it's hysteria. Can you feel it? Can you believe it?
It's more. I mean, you can perceive it more, but we didn't increase volume. We only increased 4 kHz. So that's presence, basically. It's more or less in that area in 4 kHz where you get it. You can experiment and you put move the frequency, so you can detect if some changes arise, but it's more or less in that area. So now, in order to put it in one patch, I will program it with Control 1.
Can you feel?
It's an off, and it's on, and I put it more presence on the equalization.
When you get that feeling, when you get that feeling,
So when I go into that part of the chorus, I simply will do a change in equalization number 2 and the high mid gain. I have to do that change. High mid gain going from 0 to plus 3 dB. Okay, so everything is turned on. So I simply press Control 1. So moving from pre-chorus to chorus, I just press Control 1. So guitar will notice it a lot more, I mean with more presence. Let's see, let's check out results.
Can't stop this feeling. Can't stop this fire. Oh, get hysteria. Hysteria. Oh, can you feel? Oh, can you feel?
Also, with that change, I will do another change. I will move gain from low to high.
When you get that feeling, stop believing. Stop believing, 'cause it's a miracle.
So that will produce more distortion and more sustain in the single notes area. Okay, now we have it. Sorry. Okay. Now we have it.
Into you, yeah.
So I have more distortion, more sustain, and I have more presence.
It's just a one-way street.
And it's a switch, just a single switch.
Oh, I believe I'm in you, yeah.
So, do you understand? I mean, that's the way you put several different things on the same patch. We will go now into something a little more complex, but very interesting, that is the solo area.
Gotta know tonight
And solo is here.
if you're alone tonight. It's a miracle. Well, say you will, babe.
Okay, there it is.
When you're near.
Now, using the switch, it's not enough for the solo. I mean, we need a different sound for the solo, so we will work in a different approach. We go a different button, so we include on a different branch equalizer 3 and 4. Okay, we will do the same clean, high gain, high distortion for high gain and high sustain. I will copy the clean equalization, the very same, from the first branch to the second branch. But please imagine the next thing. Imagine that in the solo, the guitar spectrum, I will increase it to both sides. So more bass and more treble, so it will have more presence also. So we will modify a bit the cleaning equalization for the second branch on both areas, on both extremes. So we will increase the spectrum. We can try the difference right now. Let's try it in the solo. We're there, and we're on the gain. Wait. Yeah, the EQ for the context must also be turned on and set up. Okay, minus 12 and plus 3. Very same way in the upside. and the in branch A. Okay, let's go. Let's check the solo. If I change you can notice that there is a change in here. So, but the amplifier must set in the very same volume. So let's check the change. Okay, we have the solo here, channel A, channel B. Do you feel the change? In branch B, it's not that limited compared to the branch A because of the clean EQ. On top of that, we will increase 3 dBs and the 1 kilohertz area, so it will have more presence in the voice area, and we'll put 2 dBs more in the treble side for the presence, and we will also put an effect so it will be stereo but more intense compared to branch A. I will do the very same in terms of detuning, but it will simply increase the effect level of the detuning tones. So we'll compare that. Can you notice that? Have in mind, amplifiers are the very same volume. Clean EQ has some changes. Presence EQ has changes, and pitch shifter has changes. And only using that, I'm getting a tone, a sound that is very noticeable for the solo. So I will associate this to button number 2, to control number 2. So we will check the results. So I go to divider 1, channel selection. With control 2, I go to solo section. It's performed in this way.
Hysteria, when you get that feeling, when you get that feeling,
Let's go to the solo section.
It's a miracle.
And we'll be changing sound. Let's go for the solo.
When you're near.
I'm sorry. There's something missing here. A little detail. I have to deactivate control number 2 for master delay. Okay, let's go.
Hysteria, when you get that feeling, when you get that feeling, better stop believing, 'cause it's a miracle. Well, say you will, babe. Hysteria, when you're near.
I'm sorry. Let's see, now it should work. Let's check that. Control 2 is off. Control 2. Yeah, I didn't set control 2. Okay. Let's try it now. That control, it can be not in a sign, it can be in control, by the way. Channel divider. Okay. Let's go.
When you get that feeling, when you get that feeling, better stop believing, 'cause it's a miracle. Well, say you will, babe. Hysteria, when you're near.
think that maybe the volume is too high. Okay, let's go again.
When you get that feeling, better stop believing it's a miracle. Well, say you will, babe. Hysteria when you're near.
A way that if we can check if it's okay or not, if we go up or down with the solo volume, it still should sound okay. Do you notice that? Even when it's low volume, it's noticeable. And in high volume also it's noticeable. So it doesn't change the essence of the content. Now, in order to finish this, what I will do also is to increase the reverb. Let's try that.
I believe it's a miracle. Well, say you will, babe. Hysteria when you're near.
Okay, and delay. And delay I will do a stereo delay or dual with 2 analog delays with different times. So 200 and 300 milliseconds each. And I also include a lower volume of the delay at the beginning, but in the solo to increase that. Let's try that.
Hysteria, oh, can you feel? Oh, can you feel it?
Okay. So when I switch to solo section, I will do the master delay to have I'm sorry, I'm changing parameters. Okay, delay 1. Dual delay, effect level from 30 to 60. Same thing on delay 2. So with control number 2, that is the very same button for solo section, I will do this change. Effect level from 30 to 60. Okay. So now if I go to the solo section, it automatically increases the master delay. Let's try it.
When you get that feeling, better stop believing it's a miracle. Well, say you will, babe. Hysteria when you're near.
Okay. In that sense, those are all details that I would recommend to include on a patch for a song that has different parts from solo, verse, chorus, etc. To consider the spectral space, so for every part, the increase in some areas, increase of trebles, middle, or bass, it depends, and also presence, cleaning, all the bands where you are creating a space for the voice. Yeah, you have to try that, but it's about frequencies. I mean, to play a solo is not only to increase volume. It's also you must play and get around with some frequencies in order to put more presence and remove the presence to limit more the sound when it's in the other parts and you want the guitar in the background and the voice in the front. I hope you liked it. Please be well.